Welcome. Let's have us a Thamasa review. Okay, so as you know, in the nurse review, we do them in order of appearance. Well, in the Thamasa review, I do them in order of my favorites that we've gotten. So, that being said, we rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being absolutely useless and 10 being totally essential to our team. And we are going to start with my favorite character we've gotten, and maybe, if I'm being real with you, maybe my favorite character that we've ever gotten in a seed. Marnie. Okay, so number 1, it's awesome. Just the whole idea of the storyline of this seed, and it was kept in the basement of the Magitech facility, being fed by a hook, and because she eats people alive, but she's so unassuming looking, and it kind of fits the name of her character that I gave her from my book, because Marnie in my book is very unassuming, but she does have some things about her that are unknown, but not nearly in this. She's not a cannibal, but regardless of that, she's actually rated, she might be my first, I don't remember, I might have rated Floyd at an 11 when we got that character, the one that had our limit. I might have actually rated him at an 11. But looking back now, because he had 2 things he could roll out of that weren't damage and could miss, he's not an 11. Marnie is our first ever 11, because I went on to the Discord and I explained everything going on, having rolled in golf and everything, and Cecil, who's run hundreds of seeds and knows just about everything about Final Fantasy VI and Beyond Chaos, said, oh yeah, in golf, never misses. Ever. Like, ever. So, that tells me, and from what the experimenting we've done, it has hit every single thing we've used it on. I've not seen it miss once. Now, there has been some glitchiness with it, of course, that we discussed in the previous review, but, yeah, it can't miss. It literally removes whatever you're fighting from the party and sends it to the Zone Eater dimension. So, after she eats it. So yeah, she's been munching since we got her, and is the entire crux of this storyline. And I love her. I love this character, and I love this story. And we're gonna have her at the beginning of the World of Ruin, and she's definitely our 11. If I ever run across another character even kind of as good as her, I'll be surprised, because I don't know of any attack that just removes them from battle, can't ever miss, and there you have it. She is Azathoth. And she's really cool. But, okay, moving on. My next favorite character, Maria. She was one of my top characters that I ever got in Beyond Chaos, period. And she was good when I got her. Now she's still good. I mean, RGO is awesome. Again, random dance stuff. Diffuser hasn't really been that helpful. It hasn't been as helpful as I thought it was going to be when we first did the nurse review. But, it is still pretty cool she has it, you know, an AoE lightning attack. RGO is kind of random, which kind of sucks for her. But, I mean, it's still an okay, command. I would still say that, by the way, of course, we're going off of base stats, nothing equipped, and, you know, we're not basing their usefulness on anything that they can equip, because we have merit awards. So yeah, I'd probably have to put Maria at, I'd say about a 6 at this point. 6 or maybe a 7. RGO's skills are mostly good. Some of them are whiffs, but most of them are good, and they're mostly AoE too. So yeah, I'd probably put her, I think I'd give her a conservative 6 on that one, but she is cool, and I always like rolling her in a spot. And she's very, very cold. Okay, Rydia, my next favorite. Of course, it's Rydia. She's my favorite character from Final Fantasy IV, kid or otherwise, so there you have it, of course. She's not that good, though. That's the problem. Our Pearl is so just not an amazing skill. Single element, random attacks, and so much stuff absorbs Pearl. Jump hasn't even really been that good, even when I equip her with the Illumina and stuff. Granted, she can equip the Dragon Horn, and the Illumina, but that gives up a space for Relic, which sucks. Everybody's learning Flare, so everyone's magic is useful, so I can't even say that she has better magic. The only thing she's got going for her over a lot of the other characters is that she has Cure 2, which is a nice heal spell. So she's basically being relegated to fighting and jumping, which is not the best thing to have on a character. So Rydia, sadly enough, this seed is at, I'd say, probably a 4. She's just okay, and a little on the lower side of okay. So, but she is a veteran of, like, a bunch of my seeds that I've played through. I think she does still hold the record for popping up in my seeds more than anyone else. It's been, I think the top 3 are her, General Leo, and some form of Garnet that have popped up. So, yeah, there you have it. She at least holds that record, but she's a 4 in this seed. Okay, Freya. I've gotten Freya before. She is a one-time returning veteran now. She was our mime in that previous seed, and she wasn't that great, but she rolled incredibly this game with Bum Rush. That has basically been wrecking everything, and that's been how we've been beating everything too. So, yeah. Question mark clear. I still don't really know what the hell it is. I know it causes a bunch of status effects, and it does it a bunch of times in a row. But it does it in roulette targeting, so fuck that. Why do anything else but Bum Rush, you know? So, just the fact she got Bum Rush, the best split spell, I don't have to do the inputs for it. It's just, here, click it, Bum Rush, go. Freya is definitely our 10. The only reason she's a 10 is because Marty's an 11. She's not tied with Marty, but Bum Rush is definitely the next best thing we have to engulf. So, good job, Freya. Way to redeem yourself from that 1 seed where you kind of sucked. And you're cool. And you were always on my team in FF9. Okay, Magisa. I like Magisa a lot. I like having a Final Fantasy V character of any kind. I didn't really care much for her in the Nurse review, but now, after she kind of saved our butts in the sealed cave with her question mark life spell, the fact that we can't find Phoenix Downs like freaking anywhere, and yeah, that really came in handy to get us through there because we were having trouble. So good job, Magisa. As far as everything else she has doing damage and stuff, not really good at all. She was really just utility for that, but I like her. I'm still gonna have to put her at like a 2 because she's only good depending on what she can equip. She doesn't even have a magic command. She does have an item command, but you know, whatever. I could just be throwing Zephyr Capes this entire seed too, so and doing Spin Edge, but yeah, she's useless outside of very, very, very niche situations, because as soon as we find Phoenix Downs, she becomes a 1, you know? But I think she's cool, so she's up this high on my rating list. But she is like a 2 or a 3, something like that. Lulu. We have not really gotten to explore her too terribly much. We just got her back. 3 times Bolt Beam, like I said in the Nurse review. Single element attack 3 times. It's kind of a waste of time every now and then. Having X Magic and the fact that we can learn Flare now and give her an Economizer, throwing double flares will be very nice at some point. And her R White can turn into Magitek, where she gets access to like Shockwave and all 3 elemental beams and stuff, which can be okay, but I mean, Magitek's always going to be better than R White. R White's just bad. So she is a pure ass mage, and it's yet to be seen how good she will actually be. So we will see. But as of right now, just because she's kind of directionless, I'm going to hold her at a 5 right now, because she does have X Magic naturally, and that's pretty good, but, you know, she kind of falls off from there, so we will see. And I actually liked her in 10, I thought she was cool. Right, Garnet, returning veteran for many times now, because we've had 3 or 4 different versions of Garnet and Dagger and White Mage Garnet and all that stuff. There's a lot of Garnet sprites. And she's our lore user, so she could end up very, very good by the end of the game, depending on what we find, right? So, and judging by the fact that Mad World is making things have really strong attacks and things, I'm sure that we'll run into something like Quasar or Grand Train from something fairly early in the World of Ruin, but we'll see. And she has Dread, which just straight up petrifies, which is cool because if, you know, I see that she has Dread and it's the eyeballs that pop up and turn them to stone, you could, you know, attribute that to like Medusa or something similar, Shoat even, but considering the whole Azathoth thing that Marnie's got going on with Engulf, it kind of makes me think of Yog-Sothoth, or Yog-Sothoth. God, the H.P. Lovecraft cosmic horrors are hard to remember the names of exactly, but yeah, the Watcher, the Great Watcher, with all of the eyeballs, you know, that's what Dread reminds me of. So maybe Garnet has a little bit of a tap into the cosmic horror world herself. But as far as the skills, lore can go either way, so she's probably sitting at a 5-2, tied with Lulu. Dread is nice, but a lot of things resist petrification, so it could be good, it could be bad. I'm just holding her at a 5 to see which way she goes based on, you know, the future. So cool. Tata returns. I did not put her higher up here because we literally had her last seed. If it hadn't been like the last seed where we got her, she'd probably be higher up, but glad to see her back again. She's overstaying her welcome. She refuses to die. In fact, she wants to live a lot. But she just has Mimic. Someone always rolls Mimic, and Tata got it this time. Again, that just makes her the best character after our best characters. So, like, if Marnie did Engulf, and then Tata mimicked it, I'm kind of scared what would happen if I did that, because you never know with the glitchiness of a move like Engulf. But in theory, she would just kill another enemy instantly, so without any way for them to resist it. So I don't know. Tata's always going to be good if you have another good character on the team. Like the Burning House, she was just mimicking bum rushes until she got level 5 doomed in the fight with Flame Eater. And we had to let Freya just stab the thing to death. But yeah, Tata's pretty good as a Mimic. She fluctuates in rating based on who's on the team, but just having Mimic gives her probably up to a 7 or an 8. Alright, Rhina. I'm glad Rhina came back. I like her cape. She's also a returning veteran, but not in this sprite. She didn't have a cape before. I assume this is supposed to be her her mime outfit from 5. At least the best they could do with it. She got Bomblet, totally useless skill, does nothing for us. That is the Flame Eater's thing that lets it, you know, summon balloons and stuff to fight us in the middle of the fight, like it did with those 1 HP guys that we totally wrecked. And then she's got Star Prism, which is an instant kill, but it misses a lot of things. It's okay, but missed a lot of things. We had her in the Desperation Trinity Seed, and she had Riot Blade. It's kind of a downgrade that she got Star Prism in this. I don't know why she switched teams, but hey. Star Prism can be okay sometimes, but other than that, not so much. And she's got a Magic Command, which means she has Flare, but we're not taking that into consideration because everybody can get Flare. So yeah, Rhina, just Star Prism. I'd have to put her at like a 4, because you never know when that's going to be useful. It's a crapshoot. Okay, Yuna. We actually got Yuna this time, and this is Final Fantasy X2 Yuna. So, Gunner Yuna, Dress Sphere. She's just Hera, Fight Morph magic item. Morph is, again, niche. I've gone over it a bunch of times. It doesn't really help that much in Beyond Chaos. It can every now and then, but you really don't need it. And it's kind of like a wasted spot, but it's one of the vanilla commands that cannot be overwritten. Therefore, you will always have a character with Morph. So she's just Fight Morph magic item. Very vanilla, very boring, and not incredibly impressive. So Yuna is probably at a 2, I would say. And Minnie. I have no idea who this is. I named her Minnie because I can only think of one little girl with pink hair in anime, and that is Minnie Moon from Sailor Moon. I know that's not who that is, but that's all I could think of. So, regardless of that, she got crap. Our Bless is kind of a crappy skill. It's random buffs on your party. Now, we could sit here, and we probably will actually before the Floating Continent, go through and have her do Our Bless a bunch, because there's a lot of blue magic in there. I'm pretty sure Big Guard is in there too, which would be nice to have in our lore list. We've already got Force Field from it. So yeah, there's some things you can get out of Arbless, but you never want to bank on Arbless doing anything good for you, because it will probably summon Phantom and you'll be cursing yourself. Or Carbuncle, and it'll make you reflect when all you have is to, like, heal with magic. That's just gonna get bounced off. So yeah, Arbless, not the best skill. And then just fight magic and items. So very, very vanilla, and Arbless just sucks. So she is definitely our one. She's terrible. Now let me talk about the seed now that we've gone over the characters. First of all, I'm very glad that we have a good storyline this time, and I'm very glad it's kind of a horror storyline, because it's been a while since we had one of those. The last one that was sort of a horror story was Little Billy and the Corrupt Ring, and I had a lot of fun with that one. And this is our 13th seed too, which I just realized the other day. I'm like, oh wait, how is this a horror? How is this so, like, Cthulian and evil and unlucky and stuff when it's, you know, number 13? So that's pretty cool. You know, and as far as, like, the flags we used, Mad World is kind of cool, like getting to use all the busted stuff early and buy it for really cheap in shops. But in order for, like, and now you see what I mean by having a rule book. Like, you saw it a little bit when we had double 1 MP Ultimas in the Little Billy and the Corrupt Ring seed, but in this seed, you know, I basically said, okay, we're going to throw the rulebook out for this one. We're just going to be busted. Because, again, on a time crunch to Chrono Cross, we kind of want to get through the game kind of fast. But now you see why I have that rulebook. We have not been able to even be scratched until the Sealed Cave, really. The Sealed Cave got us with Wombat, because Wombat really hurts. And the Flame Eater fight where he level 5 doomed us. Those were the only spots where we were really ever in danger. Everything else has been so easy. Having Bum Rush, having Engulf, and when we didn't have any of that shit, we had Illuminas, we have merit awards to make sure everyone can equip Illuminas. We bought a bunch of Paladin Shields. We can all equip Paladin Shields thanks to merit award. Merit award breaks the game. This stuff is banned, usually, in my runs. But, like I said, for this one, I wanted to take the rulebook and go, and I have, and now you see why I have rules. It can get pretty boring not having a challenge, you know? That's the rough part. I mean, granted, the thing that saves this seed is the cool and fun storyline so far. Like, cooling of the world thing is how it started, and that kind of threw to the wayside a little bit. I have to like, incorporate that into the story now, so, and I did the best of my ability. Like, she thrives in cold temperatures, and they have to fight her with heat and everything, but whatever. That, I still used a little bit of it, but yeah, that's kind of falling to the wayside in favor of the horrible hungering storyline. And I like how we got to work in the fight between Good Terra and Evil Tina and stuff. So the storyline kind of saves the easy gameplay in the first part of the World of Ruin here. I expect it to get harder in the World of Ruin, because it always does, but we will have Marnie from the very beginning of the World of Ruin, and we never lose her. So, Engulf for the rest of the game. Anytime we're in danger, you know, as long as we can get her turn, we're fine, you know. So that can get a little bit boring, but regardless, this is probably the last time I'll do Mad World for a while, because it's really busted. And you know, throw out the rule book. The rules are coming back in the next seed we ever do. But yeah, this Ladies' Night has been quite eventful, and I'm enjoying it. So we're gonna continue on and see what we can do about Marnie's little problem here. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. The new version of Beyond Chaos is pretty great. I love the question mark thing next to items, but I do have to make sure next time I use the flag that doesn't make so many things proc for spells and stuff. Electric Boogaloo. That way, when there's a question mark, I know it's because there's, like, an effect or a stat change or something, instead of just question marking most things because they can all proc for something, you know. But regardless of that, so far the flags have been cool. Remonstrate has worked great. I assume more sprites and sprite packs are going to come out eventually, and that's cool. But yeah, I would rate this seed a, like I said, an upside down. I said an upside down 12 at Narsh, but it's an upside down 13 out of 10. So there you have it. So there's my ratings, and after this, we're heading to the floating continent, and I'll see you guys there. Peace.